Should you use a realtor whenever you're purchasing a new construction house? Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Andrew here with the Lake Team in Houston, Texas. Welcome back to our channel. We have another fantastic video for you guys today, and if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button down below. We try to produce the best real estate content to you guys each and every single week. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and move straight into today's topic. Do you use a realtor whenever you're purchasing a new construction house? So first, I want to start this off with my own personal experience. Before I had my license, before my wife and I decided to jump into this industry years ago, our first house was actually a new construction house. And it's a great house. It was a fantastic house. We loved it very much. But I want to share my personal experience with you guys. So we didn't use a real estate agent. I didn't think I needed to because the builders had their own reps. I just talked to the builder guy. I thought he had my best interest at heart. But man, was I wrong, right? Man, was I wrong. Going through this loan process, I went through my credit union, which that was a disaster. The loan officer that I ended up working with was very difficult to work with. I had no idea of the real estate terminology that was getting thrown at me. I didn't have a single clue of what anything they were talking about. I just kind of went with the flow, right? But it was a very stressful time to try to figure out what was actually happening and what was going on. No, I had nobody to explain to me anything. My loan officer didn't do a very good job at it. So we got our pre-approval, and we found the house in the new construction. We went and talked to the builder's rep. They talk up a real good game, and so we're just like, hey, we like this house. Let's go ahead we like this floor plan. Let's go ahead and build it. So we did our earnest money deposit down. We didn't even know what that meant. We had no idea what earnest money meant. But we gave them money up front, and they started the design. We had no clue how long we started the build. We had no clue how long the build was going to take. He said it would take X amount of days or X amount of months, but it ended up taking longer than that. So we really didn't have anybody to talk to plan accordingly when it came to moving out from at that time we were living in an apartment. But anyways, moving on. Once you get to a certain point throughout the stage of a new construction house or when you're building, they send you to the design center, right? They send you to the design center to go ahead and pick out all of these items, all of these extras, and this is how builders really get you for it. So they say that their plans start at, let's say, 250,000 or 300,000, right? They start at a certain number, and you're thinking in your head like that's a great number. I like this house, I love this area. I want the house for 300,000. No, that number that they're giving you is the absolute basic bare minimum house you could possibly think of. When you walk into these new construction model homes, that is like the most fixed up model home and most beefiest. They have all the extras inside, and that's not your price, right? You're gonna pay an additional, let's say 50 to 75,000, 80 to 100,000, whatever. You're gonna pay a premium to get your house to look like that model. And so you have these expectations running in your head. And so when they send you to the design center, that's another thing. They're gonna get you. They're like, okay, well, they have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, all the way to level 10 or 12, whatever, of the different products that are associated with the house, like fixtures, doorknobs, lights, things like that. It's all fixtures. Carpet, tile, wood, whatever, different stain, different paint, different roof shingles, different doors, whatever. Everything literally is an upcharge, right? And I had nobody to guide me on this. I had nobody to tell me like, hey, you might want to be careful overspending at the design center, because if you do, you could put yourself underwater in equity, basically, because I've spent so much at the design center on top of what the plan started at with the builder. So I had nobody to guide me on that part. And then inspection. So once you get to a certain point with new construction in the build process, they have the builders and their general contractors have their own little inspections going on, right? So, but you don't know about it, and they could cover some stuff up that you have no clue what they're covering up. So we visited the house as much as we possibly could. I was working offshore at the time, so I really just couldn't up and leave. I was working on drilling rigs. So But my wife and her family tried to go over there and, you know, take pictures of everything just to make sure everything was good. There was a couple snags along the way that we went through that we had to go yell at the builder about, stuff fixed. You know, sometimes they didn't really want to fix anything. But nonetheless, just like what I know now is what I would have done then, right? But whenever you get to a certain point in the process, you want to hire your own inspector. You want to hire your own inspector to come out and look at the property, because just because it's a new construction house does not mean there's not going to be anything wrong with it. There's several stories that I hear all the time, right? One in particular that I just heard about a couple months ago was a house that was about $600,000. I'm not going to say the builder's name. It was about $600,000 here in Houston, and the entire framing job was completely shot, right? Everything was done wrong. Everything was done completely wrong, and that poses a serious risk for whoever's going to live there. The buyers ended up backing out of that house and, you know, going with another one, but the builders are going to sell it to somebody else. So that's why it's extremely important whenever you are, you know, purchasing a new construction house, use a realtor. Or if you don't use a realtor, make sure you get your inspections for sure. Get an inspection done, the way you can physically, because the inspector is going to work for you, not the other way around. The builder's inspectors are working for the builder, not for you. Remember that. So one other thing I want to talk to you about before we move forward with this video is our appraisal. When the house is completely done, the house still has to appraise, right? Appraise with the lender that you chose. Our appraisal came back low because of what we did at the design center, right? It wasn't comparable to the neighborhood sales at that time. And so we had to fight the builder left and right. They weren't coming down off their price. And so we basically had to give up all the incentives that the builder was giving us. Like, you know, they give you $5,000 here, $10,000 there, whatever the case is. In this case, I believe it was almost $10,000 to use towards the sales price or towards closing cost. And unfortunately, since we did that, we know we did so much at the design center, we had to give all that up. And so we had to come out of pocket for anything extra. Keep that in mind too, that the appraisal, the house still has to appraise, no matter if you're spending, you know, if you're starting at 300 but you end up at 350 after you leave the design center, keep in mind the house still has to appraise. So you should always have your agent from the get-go, right? If you have a new construction zone in mind, like you have I want to go to this neighborhood, I want to go check out these new houses, go with your realtor. Because the builder, whenever you go with your realtor, the builder's not going to lie to you up front. They're not going to try to take advantage of you. I'm not saying that they will, but your agent holds your best interest at heart. The builder's agent holds the builder's best interest at heart. All right, they're gonna try to get you into the house as quickly as they can, no matter the cost that comes along with it. They're gonna try to get you in that particular property, but your agent has the best interest in mind. So go with your agent to the new construction houses to go look at them, to go visit their inventory homes, to go talk about what floor plans they offer, and what kind of incentives they have. And your agent will be right there with you and let you know, like, hey, this might be a bad deal, or hey, you might want to let's negotiate on the price a little bit on this inventory home. Some of this stuff the builder's rep aren't going to tell you, but your agent should know the ins and outs of new construction. So that's why I would definitely bring your agent with you throughout the first time, especially the first time you go and visit some of these builders. And also, I want to just go ahead and throw this out there. Even though you go new construction route, you're still not paying your realtor a fee, right? There's a buyer's agent, they're your agent, right? So you're not going to pay your agent a fee. The builders are going to pay that fee for you. So it's just like any normal transaction. All you need to worry about is your closing cost and your down payment. The commission commission is completely free to you, or representation, I should say, is completely free to you. We get paid through the builder's rep, or through the builders, sorry. So one thing I did touch on a second ago is negotiating all the extras. Maybe they're going to throw an appliance for you. Maybe they're going to take $10K and give to you guys towards closing costs. Or maybe we want to buy an inventory home, but we don't want to pay what they're asking, and we can make them an offer, right? You can do that. We can treat inventory homes just like they are regular resale homes, right? It's up to the builders to accept, reject, or counter at that point. So, but when you have your agent go along with you, we can negotiate all the extras for you, and kind of just see where your head is at and what's important to you. So another thing builders like to do is they always love to push their recommended lenders. They always like to push their recommended lenders, and I'm not saying any of those are bad. I'm not saying any of them are good. I'm just saying they do like to push their lenders onto the buyers, and some want you to get pre-approved for them regardless if you're going to use them or not, because the chances are high that you're going to end up using them if you do get pre-approved through their builders, the builder's lender. So If you want to get pre-approved through the builder's lender, see if they have any incentives to go along with that, because who knows if they get kickbacks. I'm not saying that they do, but who knows what actually goes on behind the scenes. If you want to go through the builder's lender, see if you do get any incentives by doing so. Like, are they going to take a certain amount of number off the purchase price? Are they going to give you more money towards your closing cost? Just see if it's actually beneficial for you to use the builder's lender rather than going with a local lender. But if you don't want to go with the builder's lender and you want to go with the local lender, that's fine too. I would suggest going ahead and if you're not completely committed to your local lender or your lender that you hired, go ahead and compare the two. Get your pre-approval through the builder's lender and get your pre-approval from the local lender, and then you can just compare the two and see which works out better for you in the long run. Okay, one of the last things I want to touch on when it comes to new construction homes is the guidance at the design center. I wish I had, again, going back to the beginning of the video, I wish I had somebody to kind of guide me along the way when it came to what to expect at the design center. If I were you guys, I would definitely watch what you spend. The builders are going to upcharge you like crazy for a lot of these upgrades that you can do yourself or you can hire out yourself. There's pros and cons to doing it like that. I mean, if you want the builder to do it, you're going to pay a hefty premium for them to do so. But at the same time, it's going to be rolled into the cost of the loan. So you're not going to have to finance it or come out of pocket to do anything else on the side. But your loan is going to be less as you're paid less for the property. So keep that in mind too. So if you're in it for the long run, it may be beneficial for you just to go ahead and get the bare minimum that you can from the builders, maybe upgrade a few things here and there. But when it comes to major components of the house that you're talking about upgrading, maybe some hardwood flooring throughout or something like that, it may actually be better to let them put in their builder grade stuff, and then you go in and rip it out and hire your own contractor to come in and do it for literally a fraction of the cost. So builders make their money this way. I'm not going to knock them. I mean, they make their money that way. That's fine. I just want you, as a potential client of mine, to understand that you can save money by doing all this extra stuff yourself for a fraction of the cost. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope that you found this video helpful when it comes to purchasing new construction houses with or without your agent. Do whatever floats your boat, but I just wanted to make this quick video to share my experience before I became a realtor, and then you make your own decision from there, right? But us as realtors, we're here to guide you along the way. Keep in mind, representation to you guys is 100% free. We get paid through the builder in this case, and for this particular video. So I want you to understand what your pros and cons of using a realtor or not using a realtor. But at the end of the day, it's up to you on what you want to do. But yep, that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and smash that subscribe button as well. And we do our best to produce the best real estate content to you each and every single week. So make sure you hit that bell icon too, so you get to be the first to get notified whenever we do release a new video. But that's going to wrap it up for today. I'm Andrew Lake with the Lake Team here in Houston, Texas, and I'll see you guys next week.